Charles IV, King of Bohemia and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole empire mourned. More than 7,000 people accompanied him on his last procession. The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire was Charles's son, Wenceslas IV, whose father had prepared him for this moment all his life. But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn up for his own coronation as emperor, which did little to endear him to the Pope. Wenceslas the Idle did not impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted until the nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother, King Sigismund of Hungary. Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for himself. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army and began pillaging the territories of the king's allies. It is here that my story begins.
Hello and welcome everyone, this is Blackadder at Blackadder's Place, and I welcome you to today's stream that is gonna be basically the start of the path and the way and the story in Kingdom Come Deliverance. So definitely glad that I'm finally getting ready to start this huge adventure. Cannot really wait for it all that much, and of course I've already tested it a bit because I needed to basically figure out if I will be able to stream at some better resolution or whatever than I did in the beta, which is a positive, so that's definitely nice. And latest patch definitely helped a whole lot more in that regard. I'm apparently gonna be able to play and stream at the same time on medium details, which is nice. Quite a bit of difference in there from low to medium. But yeah, well, unfortunately my CPU is not exactly the best for streaming, so yeah, it's not gonna be the bestest quality that you can, for example, see on some other streams, but hopefully it's gonna be still plenty enough. Otherwise, basically to let you know how it is with some kind of needs of the game on hardware, I can basically play absolutely fine on max details with my 5-year-old computer, the game, if I don't stream, so it's basically normal game as far as some kind of requirements for computers go. But yeah, well, the streaming for me personally it's a bit difficult as my CPU is not exactly great in that regard, and that is resulting into the quality that you're gonna be seeing, and hopefully it's not gonna be that much of a bother and still it's gonna be fine for you. So I kinda guess we might start with our adventure, and let's start the new game because of course the continue, that's all the kind of fun shenanigans that I was actually going for to test things and whatever. But what I'm gonna try to do in this premiere full playthrough, I'm gonna be trying to play a good guy and basically do decisions as I would do them myself in real life. That's how I like to play RPGs. Well, role-playing, but I'm liking to really play my own role in the game. So that's actually my approach to RPGs. So let's see how that is gonna be leading me into the game and how far I will be able to go with that approach. From what I have seen and from what I have read and whatever, it seems that it should be really quite fine to play that way. And maybe I could be even getting through with kind of limited kills. I don't expect I'm gonna be 0 kills. I don't really expect that to be a monk altogether or whatever. But I don't really expect I'm gonna be killing absolutely everybody. I will try to make things kind of interesting, and with that also goes that I will attempt to actually let you know some kind of check tidbits and whatever. I'm check of course myself, and I will like to call names by basically how they are called really in check. I'm having a map right next to me opened in another window, so I'm gonna be just checking the names, maybe even some names that are not in the game. I could be letting you know. But yeah, let's see how that's gonna go for us and start the adventure, I guess. Yes, playline 1, let's just... why not? Yes, because there's absolutely nothing interesting in the testing, so let's start.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher.
Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Henry! Get up now. There's work to be done.
Mother! Get up or I'll come get you up, you slugabed.
Hear that? You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
Alright, so I guess there we go. That was the introduction into the story. Yeah, I just basically right now noticed that I have forgotten to actually put off the FPS counter on the top left. Yeah, I'm gonna be just putting it down, as that was also for testing to basically see how much of a quality I can afford to
fine
make.
state you're
and
in
do.
this morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
By means of the first two choices in this dialogue, you will select your character's default characteristics. If you're not satisfied with them, not to worry. All characteristics can be further developed without limitations. So, what we were doing last night? So, chatting in the tavern, dancing with Bianca. Okay, vitality in there. That's nice. And I was working in the forge. Okay, so what I was doing yesterday. Well, I was streaming Age of Mythology, that's what I was doing, so that's kind of like working, but not really on the strength. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna be selecting the first. Chatting in the tavern, that's kind of the same as being online on the forums and whatever, so let's just go for that, for example. That seems normal.
Nothing much. Me and the lads were just having a chat in the tavern. Some wayfarer stopped by. He was telling us what's going on in the world, and, well, I lost track of time.
Well, I hope he didn't fill your head with nonsense. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
How would I be interested in sword fighting? Matthias was teaching me archery. I was with Bianca. They are definitely forcing the Bianca on us. Quite heavily in here. And what does it matter? How would I be interested in sword fighting? Yeah, let's go with that.
You think he's teaching me sword fighting, don't you? What use would that be to me? Here. I'm not lying to you, Ma.
All right, then, if you say so. I don't mean to pry.
Yeah, if you say
But
so.
you know your father takes a dim view of such things.
Okay, so you got a bit of a questy to go to the father. And apparently also sword fighting lesson. Okay, that's a bit contrary to what you have so far been led to in this conversation, so that's kind of strange. But okay. Have my friends been here? I'm hungry. Is Pa angry at me? Well, yeah, that's a good question. That's kind of where it leads to, from what she was telling us.
Is Father angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joint's pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Okay, so what other options do we have here? Do you need help? Well, she's not really looking like she needs any kind of help. So, why would my friends be actually here? Let's go out. I wouldn't really ask any of those questions in that, so let's just basically follow up with what my plan for this playthrough is. I'm not exactly aiming to actually use all the options that are given to me. I'm basically just gonna be doing what I think that I would do in a situation like that. So let's see if that's gonna be really compatible with making the game work. It was a bit of help on the top right with some movement and whatever. And right now I need to, of course, go to the settings and put off the FPS. Yep, that's a quick fix. And there we go. We are in the beauty of Kingdom Come Deliverance. Alright, so we are having quite a nice little bench here and room, of course, where we slept. And what are we gonna be actually getting for breakfast? Or what is it, breakfast? Kinda. Even though we are apparently getting up fairly late, so about... It's gonna be like breakfast, lunch, or some kind of brunch. And I kinda like to actually go for either something like fruits for the morning, or maybe some kind of bread, but I'm gonna be coming for the healthy diet for apples.
I feel quite hungry.
Yeah, you're rather hungry, so let's just go for the apples. Are we gonna eat all of them? I kinda guess that I might be good with just one. Okay. In which case, we are having quite plenty of stuff in our inventory though. Shirt, boots, scarf, alright. That's tight olive hose. And some kind of keys. Okay, trunk keys, that's probably for some kind of trunk of ours here at home, I'm expecting. It seems really something viable for us. Okay, let's eat this. E. Okay. We are having nourishment at 40, energy 100, health 100 as well. So can we like not eat that? Or what's actually going on? Oh, we need to hold the E. And oh, just two? Come on. Well, that's a bit different from the beta. In beta, apple was quite a lot more nourishing. But apparently we're gonna be having to eat quite a bit more. So I guess let's eat that. We cannot really eat keys, obviously. So we are at 44. So at that case, or rather in that case, I guess let's just eat all three. Or are we right now fine? I'm kinda guessing we might be fine. Can we actually get the last apple? Yes, we can. So that's gonna be our whole portion. For 46, as mom is coming home, apparently to brush the floor or whatever. And, oh, there's a bit of cheese. Well, right now I don't exactly need any more food. Apparently there's the pot with some kind of stew, if you want it a bit later. What is actually the time now? That's rest? Or how do we actually get there? Ah, tea. Forget about that. Okay, apparently we cannot delay. So I guess you cannot even learn what time of day it is. But well, in medieval ages you really couldn't, so I would have to ask mom, and she's probably not gonna be telling us or whatever. Where did she go? Out, or is she like inside the house? Okay, see just a ladder with plenty of food. It seems that we are seriously rich, because having so much food hidden here. Okay, that's really plenty of apples right there. Well, we know where to go if we are actually hungry. And yes, this is one little thing that I'm actually gonna be trying to do. Closing doors behind me. That seems like a pretty fun thing to do. Basically just to really act like a normal person. And if you are somewhere and go somewhere out, you just close the door behind you, don't you? So let's do that. And well, here we go into the world. Castle up. We are at Stříbrná skalice. Silver Skalic. Yeah, I definitely will like to call the names in Czech. I'm also having a map right next to me open, so I'm gonna be coming for that. If I'm not certain about some kind of names, if I don't remember them or whatever. And what is the quest then? It's gonna be in a journal, I guess. Unexpected visit. Okay, we finally got some fine spring weather, but still I slept late in the morning because I was out celebrating until late in the evening. It was a bit hard getting out of bed in the morning. Go to your father and go to your sword fighting lesson. Yes, so let's go to father then. What does he want of me?
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Persuasion. Alright, so sometimes you need powers of persuasion to achieve your goals. When talking to people, you can often choose what kind of impression you want to make on them. You can simply use speech, which however is influenced by the reputation you have at that moment with the person you're talking to. In the Middle Ages, social status was paramount, so the quality of your attire and how well groomed you are, together with your reputation, can make a big difference to how people respond to you. If you look dangerous, people will be afraid to cross you and will also be more willing to assign risky tasks to you. That's influenced mainly by your strength and the deterrent effect of your weapons and equipment. But other things are also taken into account, such as blood stains on your clothes. You can sometimes rely on money to do the talking for you. You just have to agree on a persuasive sum. Bribing people works in the same way as shopping, sea trade and haggling. It's kind of funny idea that you're actually gonna be haggling about a bribe. But I kinda guess why not? Because I would kinda imagine that maybe bribing could be like one attempt. You either give enough or you don't. So, yeah, it's kind of difficult in there. In special cases, you can try any of Henry's other skills, like horsemanship. How's that gonna help me? In persuading anyone other than a horseman? Well, I guess maybe in that. It's not only the matter of persuasion that's important, but also the specific offer, because sometimes it's not enough just to choose according to your highest characteristics. You have to really read what Henry is going to say. Okay, so basically we need to also anticipate what Henry is about to say and how he's gonna say it. Alright, so that is important to know. And 2, okay. But different approaches work on different people. You won't intimidate a tough brawler easily, and no matter how well you dress, you won't impress the nobility easily. That's because Henry's abilities aren't simply assigned a universal value, but compared with the abilities of his counterpart. You can see the values of the various abilities in the game under corresponding icons. You can always see your own abilities. Your counterpart's abilities are visible to you if it's someone you know well, or if you're skilled at reading people. Learn the perk Empathetic. Right. So you basically need to gauge the people and what they are, and according to that, assign our persuasion way of how to actually make them do what we want. Your money, the amount you have to pay. Okay, total speech skill level, total charisma level, total strength level. It's not just about stats though. The outcome is influenced by other factors, e.g. your reputation, whether you're dirty or bleeding, etc. If you can't outdo the nimble tongue of a merchant, for example, you may want to poison him a little first, and then he will be easier to persuade. What the hell? What are they actually teaching us to do here? Or if you lead a guard away from his friends, he'll be easier to scare. Yeah, well, that kind of makes sense. The level of your reputation with your counterpart. 27. That's apparently not bad, with the bad red face in there. 372 and 53. Okay, so basically if you are having the higher number, you're gonna be having better chance of influencing the opponent, or other opponent, the opposing side, by the version of persuasion. Okay. So I had to do something. We're good at speech, so we should be probably aiming for that. Sorry, I wanted to have a look around. I won't be all that around. Yeah, I don't want to be belligerent, so not that. I had to do something. Yeah, well, I had to sleep. That kind of fits. I wanted to have a look around. Okay, let's go with that.
Sorry, I had to go and deal with something.
Yeah, like a sleep.
Well, it's no great tragedy.
Okay, apparently we succeeded.
Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure, he'll be happy to hear it. That all?
Okay, that's
Not
gonna go
quite.
well, I'm
the
sure.
The Chamberlain at the castle has the cross-guard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
Okay.
You want me to go and pick it up? Alright. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
Okay.
And ale. Stop off at the tavern on your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
Alright, so you're apparently gonna be
Could do with a
fetching
bite
a
to
few
eat.
things. Most of the quests can be completed in different ways. Eloquence will help you with friends. An inconspicuous person can totally avoid trouble, and if you would rather not beat around the bush, violence can also be a solution. So we have a new codex entry. Yeah, that's probably gonna be all the extra help that we can get here. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, toilets. In the countryside or during wars, people went outdoors to relieve themselves to the cowshed or the dung heap in the yard. Houses of a higher social standing had a little hut built by the dung heap. At night, chamber pots were used, tucked under beds, and were emptied on the dung heap in the morning. Well, apparently everybody was kinda scared to go outside at night. Well, it was a whole lot different night back then, because it was really dark, obviously. So anybody could have, like, banged you on the head and whatever. So kinda makes sense. In the castles and wealthier homes, you would find a privy, a toilet located whenever possible in one of the heated rooms in an oriel on the first floor. Oriel, that should be like a part of the building, basically outstanding of the wall, if I remember correctly. Maybe not, but that's what I imagine it is. Because that's usually where toilets were on castles. There wasn't necessarily a door, and inside was a bench seat with a round hole. Not uncommonly, it was in the banquet hall itself. Really? So one would not have to depart. Okay, that's nice thinking actually right there. And could even observe the goings on at the table from the private. That's so great. So great details. Privies used to be in a niche cut in the wall, with a sloping vent shaft leading to the outside of the building. Yeah, exactly, as I said. In either case, the fecal matter would fall freely along the castle walls into the ditch or down the slope. Privies were gradually upgraded and flushed through with rainwater. They might also have a flap added that discharged the excrement once the flap was released by a foot lever. Despite this, up to the 16th century, it was common practice to empty chamber pots out of windows into onto the city streets. Okay, this is gonna be fun reading all of this stuff when we need it. Because that's really historically accurate and what really went on back then, and I really like history, especially medieval and ancient, so I'm gonna enjoy all of this. Anyway, so what do we need? Inventory, not quest log. So where do we need to go then? We need to go to the guy to get money for the charcoal. That's first and foremost, I guess. Buyback of charcoal, collect the debt from Kunesh. I think that seems like the best stuff to do right now. So let's see how it goes with Kunesh then. So it's gonna be somewhere in town. Man, the game is beautiful. Not entirely certain if you can actually appreciate it all that much on the resolution and quality that I'm streaming at, but man, this is really nice. This is really so nice. You can find all information about the quests in the log, that's J. Yeah, we know. And for clarity, they are also indicated on the map, as well as on the compass at the top of the screen. Okay, let's go for map. Alright. Another piece of quite nice art, as well, some kind of whatever. Well, he's definitely having plenty of hands. Definitely plenty of hands himself, or rather on him. F, H, and A. Okay, by Ale. H is... okay, F is Kunesh. Yes, so let's go to F. And let's see how that goes then. That was somewhere to the left here. Is that him? Could be.
God be with you, Kunesh.
What do you want?
I want your money. That's what I want.
My father sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer, and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
You know you owe Father for a lot more than just the axe and hammer. If he went to the bailiff about it, you'd be in deep water. At least pay for the tools if you can't pay for everything.
I told you I have no coin, you bastard. Get the hell out of here, or I'll use the axe on you.
Really? Alright. That's escalating quickly. Let's use the speed here, that seems okay.
Look, I know things aren't easy. The wife ran off, booze is dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel. No wonder you're short.
That helps to endear oneself to another.
Debt's a debt, and I can't leave here without something.
If I had
Okay,
to give,
you succeeded
I'd give
actually.
it, but I've got nothing. So leave me in peace, all of you.
No.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
And we're hungry, but problem is that he's actually refusing to give us anything. Well, and he apparently won't talk to us anymore. So... Well, at the same time, what would be the point of actually taking them from him? Because we need the money. We don't need the axe or whatever. We need money. So... Why would I actually need to steal from him or something? That doesn't make all that much of a sense now, does it? Optional. Try to get the axe, hammer and nails back another way. I mean, like... It's kinda strange. Okay, so we're gonna have to solve this somehow. In which case, I'm gonna try to talk to a charcoal maker. If maybe there's some kind of... I don't know, way how to make this happen. Even without money. It's definitely something that we could do. So that's this guy, I guess. Rob? Yeah? Well, he does have the apron, so I kinda guessing it's gonna be him. Come on. Yeah, charcoal burner.
Good health to
How
you,
are you?
Henry.
Let's talk trade. Okay, so apparently we won't be having that option as I hoped for. Well, we obviously don't have money, so... Right? We need 10 charcoal, so add to basket. Or rather, we need 10 of those. I have to pay 5. I have 0. So, how do we do this right now? X, we have that in the basket. Haggle. Let's see if he actually gives us that for free. I kinda don't expect that.
Let's talk about the price.
Sure, why not?
Haggling. Haggling works both ways, whether you want to buy cheap or sell dear. You select the amount you want to pay or get WNS and confirm. Okay, that's up down. And confirm with E. The trader will then respond to your offer. If the answer is a refusal, he or she will make a counter offer and wait for your response. Right. If the slider can't be moved in one direction or the other, it means either you or the trader does not have enough money. Well, that's probably gonna be the case for me, since we are having 0. Dragging out the haggling coin, or rather haggling with one offer after another, will gradually try the trader's patience, and eventually they drop the haggling completely. You can see how close you're getting to that point from the trader icon below the bar. The more gold there is in the background, the closer the trader is to dropping the haggling. Every unsuccessful bout of haggling lowers your reputation with the trader. Okay, that's a problem then. Well, kinda makes sense. Who would want to actually make trade with somebody who doesn't have what you want, or rather doesn't want to give you what you want? So that's actually quite logical. In which case, well, we are having 0, so I guess we're not gonna be able to actually do anything. You don't have enough money, yeah. Make offer, help. Help is probably just what we saw, yes. In which case, I'm just gonna cancel. Because, like, why make offer when you don't have anything? You're just not gonna give it us for free.
I feel quite hungry.
It doesn't make any sense, so... Okay, that's getting interesting. I'm gonna probably have to find friends and get some money, get the money elsewhere. So far I need to eat.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Yeah, as we are apparently really hungry. So let's just go back home and, I don't know, get some stew. It was prepared by Mom in there on the fire, so it should be fine. Ah, hey, Mom. And we are probably right now gonna be good for quite some time. Well, 68. It was one portion. We're apparently gonna be hungry quite soon here again, so let's just go for double. Oh no, we don't want to drop anything. Or we actually cannot eat more out of one pot. That seems quite possible at this stage. So we got that, and let's grab a bit of cheese here to finish that meal with. Funnily enough, it actually removed our energy right there. We got at 78 in nourishment though, so that's cool. But getting lower in in the energy, it's kind of funny effect. Well, maybe Dad is gonna tell us something about Cumans now. Let's talk to him. Yeah.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I went to see Cumans, but he wouldn't pay, and then he threatened me.
I might have known. I'll sort him out this evening. I've no time for him now.
Okay. I would be definitely curious what actually Dad would say to that, but we're not playing that kind of characters, so let's not do this. But I definitely also have plans for going for some kind of funny playthrough, because there are so many things that could be done in really downright hilarious ways, and I'm so curious how actually people would react and how the game would react to that. So that's probably gonna be some kind of next playthrough or whatever. But, well, I'll take care of him myself. Well, I don't know. Well, Dad wanted me to do something about him, but I cannot really do anything else, so I'm just gonna go with my money.
Without Cumans' money, I can't buy those other things you wanted.
Here's coin for the charcoal and the ale. I'll get it back from that mongrel this evening.
Okay, so we got the money. That's exactly what we needed. It was costing about 5. And you can see that right now the quest to actually get all the whatever axe and stuff is right now gone. So this is exactly what I like about this game and games like this, that what you do is having an actual effect, and you cannot really like collect all the parts of the quest, no matter how nonsensical it could be, just for the experience or whatever. So that's absolutely awesome that it's working this way. That all the actions have real consequences. I like that. Okay, so we're having 7 groshens. Groshens. In Czech, grosh, normally, or rather, normally grosh. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a bit of a problem for me when I'm gonna be switching into Czech names. I'm gonna be probably also switching into Czech speech here and then. And it's a bit lagging here, so maybe, as opposed to the testing, it's a bit more difficult to actually stream and record for the computer. So I'm thinking I might have to actually downgrade into the low resolution. The details, so let's do that, because really we're getting the drops. And it's not the problem of the game. As I said, I can play the game on absolutely normal top details, even on ultra on my resolution, and it's absolutely fine. But once it goes into streaming, that's unfortunately when it kinda goes haywire for me. Because my CPU is just not ready for that. I just wasn't 5 years ago expecting that I would be even streaming. But yeah, well, I've developed somehow. And here we go. I'm streaming, having Twitch, having YouTube, and some kind of reasonable following already, so hopefully it's gonna be getting even better, and maybe in time I'm gonna be able to actually afford a better computer for all of you to enjoy better streams. It's gonna be taking a bit of time right now to load all the different quality, so sorry for that. Sorry for that. Because of course basically all the game is loaded with the higher resolution, so right now it needs to load the different assets and whatever, and now it should be loaded, because the game basically works in a way that it's a complete simulation. And basically what you see is all working in, or else basically in their own life, and basically the whole game is still being simulated in the background, even cities that you are not in really. So it just needs to all work, and that's why some loadings, like for example this one for the change of details, is taking a bit of time, but that's okay. Definitely willing to give the game that. So of course I'm an old school gamer, so I'm kind of used to long loading times, lagging games and whatever. I just grew up with that. I have absolutely no problems living with those kind of little things, if it's gonna be providing me with good experience, which this game so far really is. I supremely enjoyed the beta that I was playing before release. It was really nice and hooked me right there, so I'm definitely hoping it's gonna be the same with the full game, but so far it definitely is. Almost there with the loading of the assets on the different details. Okay, here we are. So right now it should be a bit more actually fluent once it all loads properly. This is so far not really loaded fully. Just gonna have to wait a bit before the game gets all the assets in there with the different details that I just right now introduced. And in the meantime, we might just also right now go in here, and it's already, yeah, a bit better as far as a bit of a choppiness that we had on the higher details. So let's talk trade. Let's buy the charcoal. That's gonna be E, and we need 10 of those. 10 pieces of charcoal. And that means that we can already go for check the basket and haggle. Well, I wouldn't haggle myself. I really hate that. But in the medieval ages, it was just absolutely normal. So that's a bit of a concession to what I want to actually do with the game, like making decisions as I would do normally, because it was just normal. It was just as today, you basically don't haggle that much, or rather, basically haggle nowhere, just have a concrete price and it's done. Back then, it was just normal that all prices were basically something like a first offer, and you had to basically offer your own. So let's just haggle and use that.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Aye?
No. So 5. Well, we do have good speech, but probably not good mercantile, I'm thinking. So at this point, I don't want to overdo it really. So, oh, it's actually, I was kind of thinking about 4, but looking at what kind of options the game is giving us, it's probably not gonna be that easy, but I'm gonna try the 4. That seems reasonable, basically I like 20% down.
Is this enough?
It'll take more than that to persuade me.
Okay, apparently not. But we already did take it down at 4.6, so 4.5. It could work.
Aye. For
Nice.
that amount, I can be persuaded.
Well, we haggle down. Half of grosh. That's nice. Buy a bag of charcoal. That is a success for us. That's definitely great to see. That is one part of the quest done then. What about this dude? So can we somehow do something with him right now or not? Where is he actually still there? Yeah, well, apparently just dead. We'll deal with him a bit later. Oh, but we can steal the axe. This is the axe. Then he was having nails. And what was the last thing?
What is it?
What was the last thing actually? I don't remember anymore. Yeah, I know indeed. Okay, so we have the charcoal. Oh, sorry, not that. J. We have the charcoal, and we need to pick up the castle, or rather cross-guard the castle. That's gonna be probably the last thing. Let's do the peasant thingies first. Buy ale at the tavern. Yeah, let's go to tavern then. Even the flies right next to the horsey. That's a nice detail. Because yeah, horses definitely do attract a lot of flies. That's also the reason why they're having such a nice and long tail, so that they can actually put them away. What are you actually having here? Okay, so that's for playing dice. I was kind of looking what kind of game he could be playing, like some kind of backgammon or whatever, but backgammon seems to be just a bit too new. You discovered a tailor. That's boom.
Hail to the hero. So you haven't changed your mind about learning the craft of warfaring?
Okay, so this is actually the dude that Mom was talking about. Combat Master Vaněk. That's gonna be the dude where we actually learn, how's it called? The fighting with the sword. Sword fighting. I'm guessing. Gambler, Bell. Okay, well that probably wouldn't have worked the first time around to actually get money from him. But let's not gamble. Let's not gamble. I have been actually working in the sports betting industry and lottery industry, so I know a whole lot about gambling and whatever. And if anybody of you was thinking about it, don't. Just don't. It's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And oh, okay. Gonna be a video.
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tatars and besiege Gutenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts, traitors.
Now even the Pope
God be with you, Henry. I'm with you, Matthew. What's going on here? Deutsch is spouting shit. Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about Austrians?
Nice detail with the chicken.
The devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
It's true though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your deal will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
and don't forget about Gutenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but...
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Okay, so we are apparently loyalists.
Deutsch is an idiot. Well, what can you do? I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
Too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory? Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house.
You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Like, seriously?
I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some tears will do.
Apparently we have some great heroes here.
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king.
So, Hal, are you with us?
That's bullshit, boys. Not really interested in that at all, to be honest. No, that's stupid. Come on, no, I'm not doing that.
Not that I don't want to teach the Deutsch a lesson, but I really don't have time.
That's disappointing. Still.
Well, I
we
would
can
just
manage
basically
without you.
straight
Let's
up
go,
tell
lads.
them that's bullshit.
Honestly, hell. How could you possibly chance like this?
Yeah, I'm not doing that at all. Okay, Pope Boniface the 4th, or rather 9th. 1356 to 1404. I'm gonna be enjoying these bits of information. Pope Boniface IX, born Pietro Tomicelli, was pontiff from 1389, contemporaneously, well, that's one hell of a word, with the Avignon antipopes Clement the Sept and Benedict the XIII. That's 13 in French. Here, not refused, but refused to abdicate, leading not only to a continuation of the Western Schism, but also to an ever-deepening rift in the Church. However, it also meant that Boniface had a growing influence on some important aspects of secular power. Okay. Alright, interesting. Interesting. You learned Western Schism. Oh, that's a long one. The Western Schism. The Papal Schism or Western Schism was a rift in the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages, during which there were two papacies existing simultaneously, one in Rome and the other in Avignon, France. It began in 1378, the year after Pope Gregory XI brought the papal court back to Rome from Avignon, where it had resided for almost 70 years due to hostilities between the Roman papacy and the Kingdom of France. Papal court back to Rome from Avignon, okay. When Gregory died, the Neapolitan Bartolomeo Prignano was elected pope with the name Urban VI, 1378 to 1389. He, however, quarreled with the very college of cardinals that had elected him. That's a bad idea. They therefore declared his election void and elected a new second pontiff, Pope Clement VII, 1378 to 1404, who re-established the papal court in Avignon and was recognized by Scotland, Castile, Aragon, Navarre and Portugal. Well, that was quite important countries in there, especially the Spanish. Siding with Pope Urban VI in Rome were Italy, Germany, Bohemia, England and Ireland, Flanders, Poland and Hungary, so apparently we were as Bohemia with the Roman Pope. The schism continued even after the death of the original rival popes, with the election of Boniface IX in Rome 1389 to 1404 and Benedict XIII in Avignon 1394 to 1423. The popes in Avignon were called anti-popes. At this time, European efforts to restore the unity of the Roman Catholic Church were growing. Unfortunately, neither the council nor the popes themselves were able to reconcile, as neither side was willing to budge from their demands. In 1409, the dispute escalated to the point that the cardinals declared both popes invalid and elected a third. Well, third is the charm, I guess. The anti-pope John the 23rd, 1410-1415. None of the popes submitted to be dethroned, however. The conflict embroiled the rulers of the various countries involved, among others Sigismund of Luxembourg, who took the side of John the 23rd. Okay, it's interesting. So basically we were behind the Urban Pope against Sigismund's John the 23rd. Alright. The Council of Constance was convened on November the 5th, 1414 to resolve the issue. The council secured the resignation of anti-pope John the 23rd and the Roman Pope Gregory the 12th, and in 1417 elected a new pope, Martin V, 1417-1431, based in Rome. This essentially brought an end to the schism, although there were subsequently two more anti-popes who continued to be supported by a minority, Benedict XIV and Clement VIII, who resigned in 1429, leaving Martin V once again the sole pontiff. Alright. Well, I'm kinda gonna be also reading all of those texts that are gonna be given to us and basically highlighted as something important, because they basically lead us deeper into the story and what's actually going on. This is not like some kind of uninteresting part of it, because this is all about the reality and how it really was back then. So, of course, if you are gonna be learned and know all the stuff from these extra texts, is gonna be leading us to basically better decisions in the game, I'm thinking. So that's why I actually want to do them and want to read it. So Benedict the 13th. 1328 to 1423. Benedict XIII, born Pedro de Luna, was elected antipope in 1394 in Avignon. He had previously withdrawn his allegiance to the Italian Pope Urban VI, who represented the Catholic Church in Rome. Yes. So what more did we learn? Oh, that's interesting name. Albert IV of Habsburg. 19th September 1377 till 14th September 1404. Well, he wasn't really that old. Is it like his life? Probably. That means he was 27, not even that, 26. Almost 27. Albert IV of Habsburg was an Austrian count, son of Albert III, with whom he fought against King Wenceslas IV, beginning in 1394. Okay, so he's an enemy, apparently. He also had disputes with Prokop of Luxembourg over the Czech-Austrian border. Yes, so he's an enemy. Okay, that seems to be it.
Just as you ordered.
And here we go. And we need a nail, so that's from Bianca, or...
Good health to you, Henry.
Stop.
What the hell are you doing?
Come on, I just want to look at your face if I'm actually having a nice girlfriend or not. Or what's actually going on with you. Well, that's a nice inn.
Here.
Oh. Interesting. Interesting candelabra. And a trophy. Okay, so apparently this is Charcoal Burner Havel. So that's a guy we actually could have talked with. Oh, well, yeah. If we actually talked with him first in the inn, he maybe could have gotten us some kind of better deal. But yeah, well, that's a goner right now. So I guess let's talk to you, because you're gonna be giving us a nail, I guess.
Save, my lovely.
Oh.
You're looking well today.
You too, handsome. What
Oh well,
brings you
he's
here?
fine. Well. If she's supposed to be our girlfriend, so I kinda guess let's start nicely.
Your beauty, of course.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be. And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
Of course, a bit of ale. A pitcher for
I
father.
need ale for father.
A pitcher as usual?
Yep.
Aye. Bring me a cool one from the cellar.
But of course.
On the 7th step, as is mentioned in one of the Czech movies.
Here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question.
Alright.
Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Thanks. You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
Okay.
By the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking after you.
Vanya?
I suppose. He's a man who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers. I'm sure of it. I'll be happy when he's gone for good. But what in heaven's name are you up to with him?
He promised to teach
Come
me
on,
how to
she's
use
like
a
my
sword.
mom.
What
Seriously.
use will that be to you?
Enough. You sound just like father.
No, more like mom,
Get it out.
actually.
See you this evening.
Hal, I've got something special for you.
Is that so? Now what would that be?
Your favorite, Savior Schnapps.
Okay.
You're an angel.
I hope you'll thank me properly later.
You bet I will.
Yeah, a lot of implications going on. The game auto-saves from time to time at important points in each quest and when you sleep. If you want to save the game yourself, you must drink the potion Savory Schnapps. However, this is an alcoholic drink. You always have... well, we didn't really read that, but it wasn't really important. Anyway, we are having what we wanted here. That meant the ale, and we right now need to go for the cross guard. Okay, that's actually closed up oven. Oh, she's having some nice one apparently. Okay. So let's go to the castle. Hey boys.
What is it?
Okay, so I need to talk to them first. Janek, Yaroslav. Well, I don't know either of them. So let's just talk to, for example, Janek. He seems nicer. Nicer clothes, so maybe he's gonna be a bit more important.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, let's not really tattletale here. The Deutsch was denouncing the king at tavern. Even though that's kinda interesting, we should be a loyalist. But which I kinda am in life as well, but I'm not really without... Rather, when it doesn't make sense. Like when actually the person that I should be loyal to is basically betraying me or whatever. There's no reason to continue with that. And quite frankly, King Wenceslas IV wasn't a great king and wasn't really helping his country at all. So I'm not really gonna be going overboard on that, I'm kinda guessing. So let's just not tattletale here.
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and grip. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right, they're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you.
Okay.
We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
I'm really liking the dialogues in this game. They're just absolutely real. That's really nice to see.
I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
You certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
We got the crossguard and we learned something. Town garrison. Okay. Maintaining law and order in the medieval town was the job of the bailiff. From the 14th century onward, the function was taken over by the catchpole, then night watchmen and guards on towers. The catchpole, along with the bailiff, the executioner or their henchmen, also carried out the punishment of transgressors. They were not, however, allowed to enter freehold dwellings, the palaces and houses of the nobility, the ruling class, nor church buildings or the university, a fact students took advantage of. Order within the city also had to be upheld by the townsfolk themselves. They were obligated to report not only any crime, but, just like the night watchmen, to call out the hours and warn of fire, flood or tempest. Okay. For safety, it was forbidden to wander at night with any open flame, torch or candle into any castles, chambers, stables, barns or byres. Only lanterns could be used. To keep the peace at night, all taverns had to shut at sunset. In the medieval city, military service was entrusted to either hired professionals or the townspeople themselves. Every healthy adult male had to serve at least a few days a year in the civic guard. The city was being divided and allocated in sections to each district or trade, and it was here that they mustered whenever an alarm was raised. In practice, the wealthy burghers bought their way out of serving in the militia, leaving other men to take their turn, and these poorer men welcomed the extra income, thus gradually forming a professional municipal gendarmerie, rather. That's gonna be from French, of course. Each man had to procure the armor and weapons needed for serving in the guards and the militia, unless his guild did so. Only the rich cities could afford to have a public issue armory. The right to bear arms outside of duty was reserved for townsmen of sufficient means. Within the city walls, a simple melee weapon, dagger or knife, had to suffice. Only the really wealthy townsmen wore swords taken after the nobility. Nice. So that means that we have in almost everything, and we just basically need to go for the sword fighting. So that's a storyline basically for us to follow up with the dude. I'm kind of also interested a bit looking around the city here. Or the village. So before we do that, let's have a look around. What's everywhere? We are having horses. And we discovered a trader. Merchant. Merchants were of two types, settled, permanent, and traveling occasional. The settled traders had permanent shops in towns and villages, while traveling merchants only brought their wares to the markets. Markets held once a week and fairs held twice a year. Also offered wares by local shopkeepers, visitors, and peddlers or hawkers. Street vendors without a fixed site. Shopkeepers had their permanent shops on the square. Merchants ran small shops and had the right to retail products they bought from artisans. Alright, village folk got their supplies from neighboring craftspeople in the local tavern or from a merchant who brought supplies from larger townships. At the markets, goods from the village would be exchanged for goods produced and available in the town. The terms of trade were set by the ruler. For example, that only local merchants in sworn possession of freedom of the city rights could sell their goods freely. Only the traders from large cities would venture abroad. Many regulations and detailed rules govern trade. If it were found that a merchant was dishonest and, for example, gave short weight, he was severely punished. Yeah. Okay. You don't want to lockpick that. That's a guard, and here we go with a few people apparently going around their business, yes. And to plow the fields or whatever. And some cabbages. Well, plenty of hay. Plenty of hay, it seems. For all kinds of animals. Yeah, let's not really go to to other people's houses. That's something that we actually learned is not a good idea in the beta. But it just basically makes sense, so this is some kind of woman that is making something nice. Some knitting or whatever. Embroidering rather. That's how it's called. And that's actually one hell of a large little village here. Enclosed by all those palisades. It's actually nice. Oh, apparently cow in the middle of the road. She seems to be happy to basically, I don't know, maybe cool her belly or something on the road. But yeah, she seems happy. Definitely seems so. Oh, hey. Some kind of dung heap, which usually is a... Oh, come on, Cowie. It's usually a good place in all kinds of games to actually find something thrown away that we could be using, but I don't exactly see anything here, so that's a nice piece of realism. That you actually do not find anything on the trash heap. So thank you for that. So you're gonna be keeping things real. Sometimes you have to get to a particular waypoint in a hurry, and if Henry has already been in a certain place, it's not necessary to cover the whole journey again. On the map you will see all the places you can fast travel to. Just select where you want to go and confirm. Alright, that's good to know. Okay, that was fast travel point somewhere here. Something. Yeah, neat flowers. And we basically went all around, it seems like. Yeah, this is the other way out of the town. Let's just go back up. And we're probably really gonna be solving the last thing, or the last piece of the puzzle. Or the first quest, and that's gonna be talking to Vanyek and learning how to fight.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Ah, yeah, thank you, you too. Are you gonna talk to us? Apparently not. Well, so we did have a check around the town, so we know where everything is and whatnot. So let's go to Vanyek. That's this dude. You're gonna be learning how to fight, I guess.
Have you recovered from yesterday's great wound?
Oh, it was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when her son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. The world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Sure.
Yes.
All right, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual. What the hell?
What the hell? Yeah, so we're done with that, and I kinda guess we might just as well go there. Hopefully we're not gonna be ending up here. That would be kinda bad. Ending up at the pillory. So I'm just gonna follow you. I'll just fight together or whatever. In the journal, this is unexpected visit with... Okay, blah blah blah. Unexpected visit, okay. And then we're gonna go to that with all the stuff for the sword, I guess, after this is done. Poor sheep trying to somehow get out, get away. Apparently she got stuck on the woodwork in there. And here we go. Yeah, in the combat arena.
So, can we get started?
We can.
Good. And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far. Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it.
In combat you are locked onto your opponent. You can move around him using A and D. You can unlock from your opponent by a left shift.
Alright.
Or rather by
Now
shift.
try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself.
Okay.
Good. 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 The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
Stab. Okay, that's the right one. Weak attacks tend to be faster and more precise at the cost of force. Stabs can be aimed at the face upper zone or at the body, any other zone. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's basically into the face, exactly, into the visor of the helm or whatever.
Good. Good, good. Let's try something else. One strike, I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another.
Right. So you can chain your strikes together, start a new attack as soon as the previous attack ends. You can change the attack zone, or just chain the strikes one after another. Try press left and right after your sword hits your opponent. The window of opportunity is between the strike and the opponent, and the end of the swing. Okay.
Good. Nice. Very good. All right, that's enough. I don't know about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember though, train hard. No one becomes a master swordsman overnight.
Well, that was a short tutorial, but of course these are just the basics. We are in tutorial more or less. Go back to Father at the forge, and yes, we seem to be really getting ready to move on with the sword exactly. Go back to Father at the forge. So yeah, let's go back to him and give him all the stuff we are having for the sword. So thanks, guy, Mr. Baniek.
Yeah, about time. Have you got everything I wanted?
Yes.
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Where have you been with that ale? It's as flat and warm as horse.
Oh, I forgot about the ale.
Another, and you can pay for it yourself. That's the price of stupidity.
Oh, that's a nice little stuff here. Oh, I completely forgot I had to actually take the ale to him right at the start. Oh, damn it. Okay, this is great. This is a great detail that actually it's really gonna be punishing you. And oh, damn it. Right now it's gonna be costing me, of course. Well, it's not my money, so yeah. Oh, well. Have to buy another beer then. That is actually not right now stale. Well, damn it. Ah. Paying for our stupidity, definitely we are, so that's that. Forgot about the ale. And that means that we need to really buy another one. So let's see if Bianca is gonna be giving us one for free. Again, well, she really wasn't giving it for free anyway, because we paid her, I guess, in the end. Where is she? There she is. I can't get ale for father. Yeah, well, another one.
I'm back.
I can see that. What's the matter?
I need another pitcher of ale.
Stupid up the beer.
Last one wasn't cold enough for father.
You want me to get it for you?
Right. And a smile from you.
Here you are.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question. Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Yep, that's it. Okay, so we do have the ale. Right now we need to hurry up towards father. I'm not gonna run, because if you run with beer, you're gonna be like basically destroying the foam. If there was any foam actually in the olden beers, I'm not entirely certain. I wouldn't actually expect so, to be honest. But yeah, you can kinda tell that when I was little I was going for beer for my father as well, so I kinda know a bit about that job, so I know how it goes. You need to basically be careful not to move with it all that much unnecessarily, to basically really put off all the foam that just makes the beer stale and whatever. Exactly what father doesn't want and nobody really wants. So here you go, should be happy now.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Well done. Right. Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. That's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. Oh, this will be the finest sword I've ever made. Have you got the charcoal? Good. Then fire up the forge. We'll put it all together. By the way, I heard some gossip about what happened to Deutsch. I expect you know something about it.
So friends apparently did go forward with it.
Someone threw dung at Deutsch's freshly lime-washed house, maybe. And maybe those cronies of yours had something to do with it.
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Oh, got what he deserved, did he?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I don't know if you're mixed up in this or if it's just those friends of yours. It's all the same to me. But I have a trade to run. The German pays well. And having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. Do you understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Then we'll never have this conversation again.
What, so you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of the king?
Does that boy ever listen to a word I say? So Deutsch spouts rubbish, so what? You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth, and not your fists.
Yep, that's what we will try to do.
The furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up, and when I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it. Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
It's actually a nice little story of how actually swords are made. That's nice.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, and a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready. Will you fetch them for me, Hal? They're in the trunk in the living room.
Okay. Nice sword indeed. And hey, nice girl. In the... where did he say? In the living room? I already forgot, as I was looking at the girl. So I forgot what he was actually talking about. The fortune was going nicely when we were interrupted by Teresa, the miller's young daughter, who came to pick up some nails for her father. I've got to go into the house and get them from the trunk. That's what we have the keys for, of course. So where's the trunk? Here, probably. Yep, nails for Teresa. That's so nice. Marigold decoction, Savior schnapps, bandage. Here you have the nails, girl.
Here are those nails you wanted.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Henry,
Maybe we'll
what
see
are you
each other
waiting
there.
for? Bring those
Anyway,
nails.
mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is...
Oh, well, apparently somebody's after us, it seems. Okay, that's nice.
Fine lass, eh? Now, stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire.
So we apparently have a thing with Bianca. And at the same time, we're already looking after another. Oh, well, come on, Henry. Well, well, well. Yeah, the sword seems to be fine.
We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a commoner?
Let him try it.
Okay, apparently you're gonna be showing our skill with the sword that we learned. Oh, that's sorry attempt.
You still have a lot to learn.
Well, most definitely.
Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life. Sir.
Perhaps.
That was ridiculous.
But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
I'm really liking all those little thingies on the shoulders and on the armor of Sir Radzig. How they're glistening and whatever.
Sure.
It's a really nice detail overall by the game. That's really nice.
It's been an honor, Sir Ispan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzig. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history. That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it, like Sir Radzig said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them, or beat them?
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
Apparently father is onto us quite significantly. Okay, something's going on.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened?
Oh, crap. We're under attack quite significantly. Oh, well, that's a lot more army than we can actually handle with our two friends at the guard. That's bad. That doesn't look very good for us.
Listen to me, Al. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
What about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzig. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
Alright. Well, that's escalating quickly. We need to go into home. If you're gonna be going... Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to do anyway, so... Good.
Closing! Move it, people! Come on! Come on! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the gates! Get running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Get through the gates! Find a horse! Ride to Talmberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them!
Run by the moat! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
Well, damn, that was strong. I was like completely speechless on that. That was one hell of a story development and introduction. God damn it. Wow. That's really unusual for a game to be having such a story development and in such a way. Oh man. Well, damn it. Well, let's read a bit on all of this. The Cumans first arrived in Czech lands in 1260 under the leadership of the Hungarian prince, Crown Prince Stephen. They fought against Bishop Bruno and the army of the Austrian lords, which they thoroughly vanquished. The Cumans appeared for the second time in the 1270s, when they defeated the army of King Přemysl Otakar and went on to pillage Moravia. They last invaded the Czech lands under Sigismund of Luxembourg, who could afford no better mercenaries than the Cumans. Estimates speak of several thousand fighters. One of the places that succumbed to the ravages was Silver Skalitz, the birthplace of our game's hero. Okay, so we are basically sent to get a horse and basically get away. Right, run, right to Talmberg, get a horse, yeah. Was attacked by foreign soldiers and many people slaughtered. I couldn't get inside the castle before they closed the gates, so they sent me to Talmberg to warn people there in case they face a similar fate. Okay, so we need to somewhere find a horsey. There were horses inside the village, but well, you're apparently not going there, so...
Don't touch me, or I'll kill you!
Oh. Horse riding. You can call your horse anytime by whistling and then mount it. Movement, yeah, that's the same. Walk gives your horse a chance to recover. Caps L. Interesting. V plus left shift. Canter ideally combines a faster pace with the horse's endurance. Double left shift. Gallop is the fastest gait, but it will soon deplete the horse's stamina. Follow it in a path. Your horse is smarter than some people. And will stick to the path you're on if you give him his head. Just begin cantering and don't steer him. Alright? That's actually very sweet. That's a very nice little feature. Your horse's stamina indicator, it will deplete when galloping. If you try to push your horse when its stamina is low, it may throw you. Oh, that's interesting mechanism. So we need to basically keep our horse in check. And not overwork him. And galloping can be exhausting and can deplete your stamina too, especially if you're not an experienced horseman. Right.
Go to hell, you Tatar beast!
What's going on? Let's help. What's this, horse riding? Yeah, okay, but I want to see what's going on here. Can you like help her? Oh shoot, you should probably run. So, did we like help her enough? It seems so, because they ran in after us. Come on, horsey, run somewhere. Forward. Please. Hopefully we're gonna be fine. Apparently we are. And hopefully we helped her, because yeah, they were running after us, so hopefully that was fine. We got this horsey that was on the way. Oh shoot. Well, glad we actually hit us, because if we hit the horse would be kinda screwed. So that's kinda better that actually we got hit than him. So it seems we actually got away. Helping Theresa on the way as well. Bleeding. The wound must be bandaged, which Henry hasn't yet learned to do. You have to quickly get to someone who can help you. Ouch! Are we supposed to hide or whatever? People are running into the church in there. Oh. Discovered Rovna. We need to go somewhere else. We need to go into... how is it called? In Talmberg. The village of Rovna lies close to Stříbrná Skalice, Silver Skalic. Around 1115, a Romanesque church with a presbytery and cemetery were built there by monks from Sasov Monastery, Sázavský klášter, in Czech. The church was consecrated to the oldest patron of miners, St. James the Greater. The Romanesque frescoes are its most notable decorative element, painted in 2 stages in the mid-12th century and roughly 100 years later. So we need to look at the map.
Talmberg is to the left, along the stream.
Left.
Oh.
Come on, they keep hitting us, like... Well, we seem to be really dying right about now here. Rovna, Talmberg is... wow, very far away. Yeah, I would like to, but I'm most certain we won't be able to get there. Wow, that's a problem. So it's almost looking like we're actually gonna die here. Because our horsey is not exactly well off. Apparently we're gonna be picking up the arrow that was stuck into us. So that's cool, but otherwise we're really kinda toastish. Sracik Kobila. Yeah, and we're dead. Well, they were definitely quite close, so that's the first death here. Well, that's gonna be quite difficult to actually run away from them. But the horses should be getting tired as well. So hopefully it's gonna be working out somehow. And let's see if we can actually do this better then. Where was the save then? Okay, here. So, right. Well, here's to go actually to the attempt of finishing this game without actually dying. So, yeah, unfortunately that's not gonna happen. But to be honest, I was expecting that's not gonna happen because the game is really unforgiving. It's an old school game in that way. And finishing that on basically hardcore, that takes a lot of skill. And I wouldn't really expect that to be working on basically the first attempt. So we will help Theresa, most definitely. That was, I think, Theresa. I'm not entirely certain if it was actually her, but it was giving us the help on the quest, so I think it was actually her.
Go to hell, you Tatar beast!
A picsába mi ez? Írjátok ki a fattyút!
And run. We picked this horsey, so let's pick him again. Olena. It's a nice name. Okay, we're right now running at the highest speed that we can. So far, horsey seems to be fine, but he should be depleting stamina somehow soon, I'm thinking. Alright. Alright, so and now we need to continue our running all the way to Talmberg if we actually can. Yeah, the high speed that we potentially can go with. And I'm just not gonna be looking back at all. Just need to run as fast as possible. We're not gonna get help here at Rovna. Yeah, people are getting killed here in pretty big numbers. Talmberg is to the left.
Left. Talmberg is to the left, along the stream.
Oh. Yeah, run, peasant girls.
Go! They'll kill you all!
Well, let's just basically go, or rather do, what you should do when somebody's shooting at you. Yeah, so basically if you didn't make the mistake of not hitting gallop, you're just basically normal speed, go in. You might have probably gotten away on the first attempt. It's a bit of a shame, but well, we learn. That's what this game is all about. Conciliation cross, okay.
Flee!
Well, Horsey is getting it. Poor guy.
Flee!
Horsey needs to regain strength, most definitely. Where are actually they? Fudge, they're close. But we did get quite a lot of stamina for the horsey back. Or kill it. I definitely hope that I'm going the right way. Because at this point I cannot run anywhere else. Horsey, horsey. I'm gonna be able to actually make it. Ah, here we go. There's Talmberg. There's Talmberg. And we should be making it in time. Yes, we did. Okay, so it seems that we're gonna be good.
Oh my God! Hey, Jesus Christ! Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose!
Kinda curious what they're actually saying in Hungarian. But yeah, we did get away. So good.
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
So I hope that it worked out with Teresa, that we held her in there. I just wasn't looking back, so hopefully it was working this time as it was in the first attempt. You're probably gonna learn pretty soon, I guess.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell me, boy, who are you, and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours.
I don't know.
Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out. Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage? Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Kuttenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of him.
Well, it's not like I had much of a choice,
sure he
really.
gets something to eat and
I was just
some
running
rest.
for my life, so...
Yes. And...
You're welcome.
Get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst.
Yeah, you definitely should. Rather, we should.
Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
I'm really liking all those sequences, you know, that's really well done. Nice script and nicely prepared and whatever. It's really feeling like being in the story, like seriously. It's so nice. Talk to Sir Robard. Yes, you're apparently gonna be having a bit of a speech with him. And if you maybe noticed a bit less stuttering, that was because I actually tried stopping, rather pausing my video preview on the browser, because I'm basically using that to see if my stream is okay or not or whatever, if it's streaming fine. So I paused that, and it seems to be actually easing up on my computer. So from there on forward, it's actually looking not bad. So maybe it's gonna be helping us be having a bit better experience. You can always see your health in the red bar on the lower edge of the screen. The health also determines the maximum level of stamina, so it's always good to heal yourself. Henry routinely heals himself with the aid of food and sleep. For more acute cases, healing potions can be used. Alright, so we might have a bit of actually reading to do because of Rovna. We have already read that before we died. And Talmberg. This castle was built, it's called Talmberg. In Czech you have basically just the difference of the G and K, that the G changes into K in Czech, but the pronunciation is pretty much the same, Talmberg. This castle was built on a rocky promontory at the beginning of the 14th century, either by Ernst Arnošt of Kaunitz or Hroznota of Úžice. Úžice, aka Úžice in Czech. For more than 200 years the castle was the seat of the lords of Úžice, who were later renamed after their residents, the lords of Talmberg. In 1390, the castle came into the possession of Divish of Talmberg. The last, or rather the same year, it was seized by Havel Medek of Waldeck, who took Divish prisoner. Medek did not release Divish until 1397, when he was forced to do so by decision of the provincial court. Only a ruin now remains of the castle in the midst of residential development. Deal. That's how it goes with this story.
Hey!
We discovered a fast travel point. So right now we kinda need to heal ourselves or whatever. You discovered your bed. Where? Oh, probably here. You discovered a baker. Okay. So plenty of question marks for us to actually explore. And we need to kinda really find ourselves some sleep or whatever. So we need to talk to Sir Robert, but we need to do it now. I'm kinda thinking we might need to eat something. Speech charisma not exactly huge because... yeah, but we need food and energy. Did we take something from home? Apparently we didn't. So yeah, all the food is left there. We don't have anything useful, just a few groschen. Few groches. and the arrow. And the arrow in the knee. That we took. But luckily it wasn't really in the knee. It was just in the thigh. So we're still fine with walking or whatever. So, can we find some food somewhere? Maybe we can at least eat a bit. But we are at the Lord's house, so we shouldn't really be too front with doing things. So, yeah, it's not exactly ideal. People don't like it if you go where you're not supposed to. If you enter their houses, they just warn you at first sight. At first, but you feel caught in the castle guardhouse, for example. You risk immediate arrest. Yeah, that was what we were actually given there, right next to the compass. So we are not supposed to go in that bedroom.
Don't you start. Oh well, I wouldn't mind a bite to eat, actually.
Well, I should probably rest a bit. But first I'd like a permission from the Lord, of course.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear.
Okay, so we have permission to food, or rather to eat.
I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsman.
Sir Divish of Talmberg. Divish Talmbergu, Sir Divish of Talmberg, owned Talmberg Castle in the years 1390 to 1415. In 1391, the castle was conquered by Divish was taken captive and by his neighbor Havel Medek of Waldeck, though we no longer know how the dispute arose between them. Due to the king's inability to settle the matter, Divish was imprisoned in his own castle for 7 long years. Well, while his young wife Stephanie attempted to raise the ransom to free him. Thanks to the help of friends, including Radzek Kobila. So Radzek, okay, so that's nice to hear how he's actually called in Czech. Radzek Kobila. It's kind of a funny name, to be honest, because both are animals. Kobila is like a mare, like a female of a horse, and Radzek, that's... oh, how is it called in English? That's a bird that you find near waters and whatever. Cannot right now think of how it's called in English. But yeah, fun name, kinda. He was finally liberated, and Medek was condemned for his actions as a rebel. From 1400 onwards, Divish held the office of Prague Purkrabí in Czech, and in 1401 moved his seat to Prague. Meanwhile, Talmberg Castle was repaired and he gave it to his wife. Divish returned there in 1414, and in 1418 his son Oldřich governed the estate. According to some sources, Divish died in 1415, while others attest that in 1418 Jan Jankovský sold him Jankov Castle, where the Talmberg family lived until 1702. Divish had 3 sons, Oldřich, Wilhelm and Mikuláš, who governed Jankov from 1433 onwards. Interesting stuff.
I can't understand why he wastes his talents, but
We need to go into the kitchens. Where are kitchens? Where are kitchens? Do we know that? Or should we ask? Kinda guessing we should probably ask. So let's talk to you. If you know where the kitchens are. Not exactly wanting to talk about that. But since we cannot escape that. I don't want to be rude to her, so let's just go this way.
It seemed like any other day. And then I saw thick smoke rising above the hamlet of Rovna. Soon, Sigismund's army were finished there and came for us. The order to attack must have come even before the alarm bell rang.
It's kind of interesting mechanism in there. That is actually giving us a time limit. I exactly wasn't wanting to do that. I was looking at a different answer, so that's a bit of a shame. But in the end, why not, I guess. I fled to the castle after my parents were killed. Well, yeah, I didn't make it inside the castle.
I ran to the castle for shelter with the others. Behind me I could hear the shouts of the attackers and the screams of the wounded. Then I turned and saw Father trying to save Mother. They were both killed. The gate was closed by then. The men on the battlements were calling to me to run and warn you here. And with God's help I made it.
My God, that's horrible. You were lucky to survive. And our thanks for warning us. I'll pray that you see better times.
I have to eat something. My insides
well,
are
we better
shriveled up
find the
with
kitchen
hunger.
then. Well, where is gonna be the kitchen? Somewhere at the bottom. Like here. That's not exactly a kitchen, I guess. Where is the kitchen, boy? Yeah, apparently here.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bozhena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here
Good
is
sleeping,
overwhelmed
apparently.
by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up
Nice little
now.
prompt.
You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
I'm kind of thinking, I'm not entirely certain when the game is loaded, or rather saved and whatever. Because I would be kind of liking to go back before I talk to the villager. To change my option, because I wanted to do something different, but the time ran out. So I'm kind of on the fence on trying to basically do it as I wanted to do it. But at the same time, it's a mechanism of the game that is kind of forcing me to actually answer in time. So it's kind of double-edged sword in there. I'm gonna have to decide on what to do. Kitchens. Medieval kitchens differed in the countryside, the city and the court. In earlier times, everything was cooked outdoors, while later, at the time of our narrative, stove hearths were built, which served for heating the home as well as cooking. Some kitchens had an open fireplace indoors with the smoke drawn off by small windows and fume hoods. When we speak of the so-called smoke kitchen or black kitchen, it was largely a feature of taverns, mills, presbyteries and manors, which go its name from the smoke-blackened walls around it. So, if we load, is it gonna be telling us when actually it was? Okay, so run number 4. That's the last save. It's 22:05, that's about 12 minutes before. Run start, run... That's basically running into Talmberg, I'm thinking. So I wanted to give her a bit different answer. But I didn't have time to do it, so... I gotta guess, let's keep it in. Even though I want to do something different, the mechanism is real.
What in heaven's name happened there?
And I'm gonna have to do something different. Or rather, I'm gonna have to be careful next time. It's gonna be just a learning experience for me. You wanted to know what happened in there, so I'm gonna tell you then. Yeah, this is the same. Basically, I wanted to do this, but did I know that it was Sigismund? I actually didn't know it was Sigismund. So let's basically answer the first one, because it doesn't make any sense. How would I know that it was Sigismund?
We were finished there and came for us.
Because nobody would really know that it was him.
Even before the alarm bell rang.
God preserve us.
I didn't even know that it was him. So basically, the only logical answer is the first one in the answer. So in the end, kinda answered more or less correctly as far as some kind of logic of the story goes.
I ran to the castle for shelter with the others. Behind me I could hear the shouts
Okay, so
of
that
the
kinda
attackers
solves
and
my
the
dilemma
screams
here.
of the wounded.
Quite nicely.
Then I turned and saw father trying to save mother. They were both killed. The gate was closed by then. The men on the battlements were calling to me to run and warn you here. And with God's help I made it.
My God, that's horrible. You were lucky to survive. And our thanks for warning us. I'll pray that you see better times.
Thank you.
Look where you're going.
Eat. Food.
Yeah, thank you. That was what she actually gave us, I'm thinking, so let's take that. And a bread roll. It's gonna be sweet. Let's gonna eat that. And apparently it's not nearly enough, so we need to continue. What else are we gonna eat here? Roast duck. Eat from the pot? Well, she didn't really give that to us. So I'm kinda guessing let's just basically go for a bit of a roast duck. Let's go with 2 and a bit of bread roll. That's gonna be a nice one. And the cheese, well, it doesn't really fit with the chicken, so let's just screw that. Let's eat like a normal person. Roast duck. 1 and 2 and bread roll. 75, that's nice. So, okay, we are nicely fed up. And thank you very much, Božena. And let's go to sleep somewhere. Yeah, he actually told us that we should be having a lodge somewhere here. And is that like this? No. Probably gonna be this big house, I guess. Right? Yeah, it seems so. Yeah, that's gonna be it. If you are tired, your stamina and eloquence will also gradually decrease. That's actually quite fun. Sleep is the solution. Find an available bed, which you'll recognize from the icon on the compass. Sit on it E, Lord Sleep E, and yeah, watch yourself sleep. Basically what's fun is that basically when you're tired, even your speech skill is gonna be getting worse. That's a really neat little mechanism. Really neat. So I guess let's sit and sleep. So, how long do we sleep? Well, it's already kind of night. Evening and a night, so let's just sleep up to 5. And oh well, this is fast. This is much faster than it... Oh, there's gonna be something interesting happening. This is well faster